Hey guys, this is Dr. Sadie with another exciting video for you and your family and friends. I hope everything's going great for you. We are in 2024. I've been making videos about health and wellness and setting goals. If you're new to these videos, welcome. If you've been watching for a long time, thank you so much for your continued support. And I think it's natural in January that we focus, a lot of us focus on our health. We're like, maybe you want to lose some weight, you just want to get back in the gym. We're doing a lot of things to focus on our health. And I really wish, as a chiropractor, people were thinking about their health throughout the year, but there's no question in January, there's a lot of people who are focusing on that. And I think it's a good thing. I've made some videos about setting goals and such. But what I wanted to talk today is about detox and why is a detox, in my opinion, something important, something we should do. I think our bodies and our minds, we need a rest. I think sometimes we could not have the best diet. We know we're not eating the best foods, and it can affect different systems in the body. But as a chiropractor, my main focus is always going to be the brain, the spinal cord, the central nerve system, because as chiropractors, that's what our training is all about, making sure that the brain is optimal, the spinal cord is optimal, so the brain can function at the highest level. Chiropractic is about peak performance, so you can move better, feel better, think better, digest better. The brain and nerve system, it controls everything in the body. It's the master system, and we want to care for it. We want to nurture that system. We want to align that system so you can have optimum function, so you can really have the best life possible. That's really what it comes down to. It's not about, okay, just have the best spine and it functions well. That's good. Obviously, that's the goal. But the real benefit for you is to say, I'm better at home. I'm better as a family person. I'm better at my work. I'm better at school. It's about achieving your dreams through health, through a healthy brain and spinal cord, through a healthy nerve system. That is really the goal in chiropractic, to make sure your life is better, that you have the quality of life, even as you get older, that if you take care of the brain and spinal cord, that you can have a healthy life. That's what it's all about. So, having said that, so with detox, let's jump into this. So detox meaning, like, let's give our body a bit of a rest. Let's put some good things in the body. So number one, I'm going to start with is we got to drink water. So I'm not going to tell you the exact amount because I think it's different for anyone. But I guess all I would share with you is that make sure it's the main thing that you're drinking throughout the day. Juices and milks, and you could argue, yeah, okay, there's some water in it, but I'm talking pure, mostly, if you can, filtered water, a good quality water, obviously, but just drinking water should be the main thing you drink throughout the day. There's different equations I've read on this, but just make sure that is the main thing you're drinking throughout the day. That's where I'd start. Obviously, that cleanses the body and helps the body detox. And here's another thing I want to share with you as I share these principles with you. You may want to try this for a day or two or a week or maybe for a month. But what I'd really like to see happen is that these become habits that you have over the long term. It becomes more like a lifestyle opposed to just something you do for 48 hours or something like that. So, number two is getting sleep. So, sleep is essential. It really recharges the body. I think a lot of times people may say, why do we even need to sleep? Sleep is actually when the body heals itself, especially brain and spinal cord again. It's very essential for resetting the body. It basically processes whatever you've done throughout the day mentally. Also, it's good for the body. It's just basically a recharge. You should really think of it like your cell phone. Like you charge your phone at the end of the day. That's what sleep does. It is not a waste of time, and it is absolutely essential. And I wanted to share with you. I might have shared this in other videos, but for myself, that's something I've really committed to this year to work on. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's just amazing. Just getting going to bed a little bit earlier, sleeping, getting that sleep. And sometimes it may not be perfect, but I find actually just making that effort to go to bed early, it just really changes everything. And it's just something I can't stress enough. So drinking the water, making time to sleep, if you can on the weekends, maybe getting naps, 15, 20 minutes, I would encourage. But it's essential for brain health, obviously good for the nerve system. Um, Number three, if you can do something, I would ask you if you could avoid alcohol. Alcohol is very inflammatory. It does put stress on the brain and the nerve system. So if you already have something going on in the body, it's probably just going to make it worse, more inflammation. It's more stress. It's something else that the body has to deal with. I want to share you my personal journey. So I've never, I really, in the past little while, I hardly drink, and then I've just made a commitment at the end of last year that I've just basically stopped. I'm not going to touch alcohol as best I can, and it wasn't even a big deal for me. I was losing interest and I was hardly having it, so I'm avoiding that. And why am I doing that? I want to be healthy for the body. And I know it's probably good for my liver and kidneys and things like that, but I really want to have good brain health. I want a good central nerve system. So I know avoiding alcohol is going to help with that. Alcohol does cause an inflammatory response. It does make more work for the brain. It's not good. So if you're listening to this, maybe you can drop alcohol. Not a big deal. I'd recommend it. If you do drink, I would encourage you to drink less. So maybe you could tell yourself, well, if you're someone who drinks 3-4 times a week, maybe twice a week, maybe when you drink, don't binge drink, don't have 4 or 5 drinks. Maybe tell yourself, 1 or 2 and I'm done. And also, these are some tough questions, tough concepts I'm going to bring up. Like, who are you around when you drink more? And be aware of that. And maybe if you get 5 invitations with your crew, maybe just go to 1 or 2 of them. So still be their friends, but don't hang out as much. Or is there certain environments, when you come home after work on the kitchen table, I don't know if there's a bottle of wine there or vodka or whatever, like obviously get that out of the way. There shouldn't be a constant reminder of that, but having less alcohol in your life will be better for you, and it'll be better for the brain and the nervous system. The other thing I'm also doing as well, and I've mentioned in other videos, I always thought it was kind of a treat to have my Starbucks, a coffee or something like that. Tea, obviously in my culture being Indian, tea is a big part of our culture. But I've also decided that I'm going to stop caffeine as well. I will go to Starbucks. I'll probably just get a steamed milk. I had to look through the menu, like what can I possibly order? Because I still love going to Starbucks. But yes, I'm going to be avoiding caffeine as much as possible. Again, good for the body, but actually I was reading studies on this that caffeine, they found in some research, it actually reduces blood flow to the brain. Imagine that. It reduces blood flow to the brain. I mean, you want blood to be in the brain because it brings oxygen and optimizes function. And I know some people could say, well, the caffeine kind of perks me up and stuff, but just look at the research, man. I mean, it's just, it's astounding. So if you're listening to this, if you can drop the caffeine, fantastic. Maybe drink hot milk, a herbal tea, which has no caffeine, I would encourage that. But if you're listening to this, and let's be honest, let's say you're 3-4 tea or coffees a day, cut it down by half, maybe have 2, try to have it early in the morning, but just work towards it because the brain, the spine, the whole body long-term will work better. But I was shocked when I read that study that it decreases blood flow to the brain. If you smoke, this is another study that I found shocking. So they said in the past, they looked at smoking with lungs, because obviously, when people smoke, it attacks that organ. But now they're looking at different parts and they're looking at the brain function. The brain volume actually decreases when you smoke. That is scary. That is scary. The brain volume, the weight of the brain gets less when you smoke. So obviously, if you're listening to this, please, you probably heard a whole bunch of reasons why you shouldn't smoke. Here's another reason: it affects brain function. So you want to decrease smoking. I would hope if you're a smoker, you just stop. But even if you can't, reduce your brain and your spinal cord obviously will be better for it. Sugar, again, does actually cause damage in the brain. It actually affects the blood vessels. It makes it harder for the blood to travel in the brain. Again, inflammatory. If you look at this pattern, again, this inflammation keeps showing up. So sugar you want to reduce. Being open with you. So I said, I'm going to be, dropping the alcohol, dropping the caffeine as much as I can. I don't smoke anyhow. Sugar, I have to confess, man, I do like sweets. So that's something I'm going to try to work on. I'll try to reduce maybe how much I have. I'll work on it. Maybe look at substitutes, maybe having fruit. I have to work on that, but that's something I would encourage you to do as well. Eating out like fast food tends to be very processed, very rich food. Again, inflammation, which does affect brain and nerve system. So, and when I keep saying that again and again, I mean, you're talking literally cognitive function, how you focus, your memory, hand-eye coordination, things like that. It also means that if you're watching this video, let's say something really simple like back pain. Well, the spine goes there. It's sending messages. Obviously, it can affect that. If someone has back pain and they're drinking alcohol, they have a lot of coffee, they smoke, they have a high sugar diet, they're eating out all the time, highly processed food, it's going to be that much harder. So yeah, it's January, we should detox, we should reset the body, but why not make this just a lifestyle? And wherever you're at, I'm not telling you to go, to zero on these things, but see where you're at. Some of these things you'll be like, oh yeah, I already drink water, I'm getting a ton of sleep. Someone might say they have to work on the smoking part or so the sugar, whatever works for you, but at least start taking a step in the right direction in 2024. And ending on a positive note, so we're going to avoid things. So we're going to avoid the alcohol, caffeine, smoking, and sugar, fast food as much as we can or reducing. And then what we do want to do, I mentioned, is increasing the water, getting more sleep. And then please, you've heard this before as well, but real veggies and fruit, eating real food will always be good for the body. There's just a lot of benefits. It's something that if you can incorporate more of, it's going to help everything work better. Just everything works at a higher level. So these are the recommendations I have for 2024. If you're listening to this, I want not only January, but this year, the rest of your life to be better. You've probably heard some of these things. You may need to hear this again, and I'll be here for you to support you. And please implement these things. If you want, in the comment box below, you can write that one thing you're going to try to reduce. I wish you just all the best. I really hope this information helps. So if it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and wishing you only the best of health and life in 2024 and beyond. And God bless you.